All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and great glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and salutations to the elect pushing this truth to the four corners of the earth in truth and in sincerity. All right, in this particular video, I want to touch on, some breaking news. Now, we already know that Operation Epic Fury, which Trump dubbed it, the strike on Iran happened about a day ago, about to be 2 days ago now. And they killed the supreme leader over there. Well, there's backlash, man. There's blowback. Now there's talks of Iranian sleeper cells, which they already are over here. There's hundreds of thousands of Iranians, so-called Iranians, over here in the U.S. already. They don't even know who's what. Now, there was an attack in Austin already. You know, you can look this up. Things are posted about, 5-6 hours ago, where a guy, he killed 2 people and wounded 14 of them. And he have a shirt on that says, all praise to, that rock Allah. He had something like that. He had a Iranian vest on. And he also had IRGC, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, like pictures of them at his house. So yeah, they're trying to label this like a terrorist attack, but this ain't the one. This ain't, the terrorist attack as the scriptures speak about. That's going to shake America, because the FBI is still blowing the whistle on terrorist attacks, like a massive terrorist attack. But after that attack in Iran, shit's going crazy, man. All right, now I'm gonna play this, but since we're in transit, I'm gonna just quote the scriptures. We got Jeremiah 50 and 45. The least of the flock shall draw them out. Who's the least of the flock? Amalek, them small hats, them tiny tops, man. They're the least of the flock shall draw them out. Who's the them? America. Out to what? World war. And we're seeing that happen right now. Now China's coming in defense, and Russia's coming in defense of Iran. Which China's talking about cyber attacks. They talking about cyber attacks as well. You know what? I'm about to reach my destination, so I ain't gonna talk too much. I'm just gonna play this.
So a lot of warnings coming out today of potential attacks on U.S. soil from Iranian sleeper cells amid everything taking place in the Middle East, especially after the attack that we saw take place today.
Salakia. 2nd Ezra 15:33. Just quoting it real quick. It says, in the land of the Assyrians, which is talking about America, the enemy shall besiege them, getting into what? These terror groups like these sleeper cells or another terror group. All right, gaining access here to America. How did they gain access here to America? Well, back when Biden was in office, the border was straight wide open, and it was on the news saying what? They don't know who's in America. And they were talking about sleeper cells and terrorist attacks way back when. So now we have it in 2026. Fast forward a couple years. We're talking about terrorist attacks. And when Biden was in office, he let a whole bunch of people in. All right. But it says, from the land of the Assyrians, the enemy shall besiege them and consume some of them. Right. The terrorist attack is actually going to kill people. All right. And there should be strife and dread amongst their kings. Should be strife and dread amongst their hosts and strife among their kings. Loosely quoting it, and that's basically getting into how America's going to be shaken. All right. So, hey, keep your eyes peeled.
Day in Austin. I'm going to get you caught up on the latest. Let's take a look at the latest headlines so you can see it for yourself. Iran sleeper cell fears rise after the Austin shooting and Canada gym attack 1 hour ago. Now, it has not officially been declared. They're saying it's a nexus of terrorism, but they're saying that this individual wore a sweatshirt that said property of Allah. He also had a vest on underneath that was an Iranian vest. He had a Quran in his car and in his apartment. He also had pictures of the IRGC. They have not officially announced it, but they're saying it looks like it was directly related to the conflict taking place in the Middle East. Take a look at some more headlines with me. U.S.-based terror sleeper cells could be ramping up after attack on Iran. we are on high alert. And you can see all these articles coming out today, March 1st. We are getting warnings coming out left and right. Here's another one. Iran will be waking up the sleeper cell agents across the West, says a former Israeli general today, March 1st. Another warning coming out. Here's another one. Iran sleeper cells are poised and ready to be activated inside of the United States. An ex-FBI official has warned.
Keep your eyes peeled, because, when they, if that happens, Trump is going to do, what is he going to do? Declare martial law and take away a lot more of your so-called freedoms. All right? If a false flag, excuse me, feeling a little under the weather for the last couple of days. But if a false flag terrorist attack happens or an actual one happens, either way, hey, they're going to use it to get forth their New World Order agenda. Digital IDs and so forth and so on, man. They're talking about cyber attacks too. Now, cyber attack can knock off, because the way that they're talking about how the cyber attack is going to hit, how powerful it's going to be, they can knock the old system out, which will give them, the leeway, if I can say, or the ability to push their New World Order agenda, bring forth their new system,
Here is another one. U.S.-Iran war. German officials are now warning Iran could activate its sleeper cells. All of these coming out today, March 1st. Here is another one. Heightened security threat of the United States after Iran strikes. Federal law enforcement officials warned, this coming out yesterday, February 28th. And today, former FBI official sounds the alarm on the threats from sleeper cells in the United States amid the Iran attacks. And as I shared with you, the gunman was wearing a pro-Iran vest as he killed two in Texas, in Austin today. And I shared with you yesterday as well, coming out, FBI raises counter-terror teams to high alert amid Iranian tensions. They're saying right now in the United States, you need to be on high alert for potential sleeper cells waking up in the United States. Iranian paid-backed proxy groups here in the U.S. ready to commit attacks, and they're saying there's a variety of attacks that they could initiate, but they're saying to be on alert and be on the lookout. As we're hearing, Donald Trump has also come out just in the past couple of hours today and said this is going to last at least a week. We're going to see more and more attacks coming out. Iran is saying they are going to hit back with a doomsday attack, and Trump said, we will annihilate you. So this is just the beginning. We're hearing more is on the way. Now,
not just that, Russia and China has just entered the war. They sent some naval ships over there. Once again, Ezekiel 38 jumping off of the page. Them being a guard to these little nations, man. Hey, well, I reached my destination. This was just a brief news update on what's going on. There's talks about cyber attacks and terrorist attacks. I'm Lord willing, I'm gonna make a part 2 to focus more on the cyber attack, because they're talking about a whole grid down situation. All of the electrical grid, medicine, communications, transportation, all of that will be down if the cyber attack takes place. But anyway, and that could bring forth Jacob's trouble real fast. But anyway, I reached my destination. So with that, hope you can take something from this. Shalom.